because I, I got my own opinions about Big Zo, man, because this
All
hit
right.
me different. This hit me different.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get it started, and then we can jump on it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night, February 16th, and that means only one thing: the Riley, Constant, Smith, and Brown Show,
Hey
presented
man,
by the
damn
Sport.
all that. Just go ahead and give them the new name, the Bama Standard. Hey,
All
quit
right,
playing with them. Just give them
I,
the new name.
hey man, hey, I wasn't sure if they're ready all that for all that, but we used to be called the Riley and Constant Show, but now we are the Bama Standard because we are the standard when it comes to Alabama football, as well as your personal entertainment. And with me, as always, tonight is a two-time SEC legendary linebacker, Mr. Marvin Constant, and the senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Mr. Stephen M. Smith. Welcome, guys.
Dustin, it's a pleasure as always. It's not going to be as fun today, but we ready.
No, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on that. Normally, we're here. We're excited about bringing on some new guests, former Alabama legends, to talk about their career and reflect on that. But 2 days ago, the Alabama family lost one of our members, and that was defensive lineman Lorenzo Washington. Details of his passing have not yet come out. Well, I'm sure we'll find that out in the next few days or so. But it's truly tragic. So what we decided to do tonight was have a tribute show to him, and we're going to talk about some of his greatest accomplishments. But also, too, we have invited some of his former teammates through the years while he's there to come on and give us a few words. So that's what we'll be doing throughout the night. So various guys will be popping in. But guys, first and foremost, what was your immediate reaction upon hearing this news?
I'll let Mr. M. Smith go.
I mean, to be honest, I was praying it wasn't true because one of his teammates, one of Big Zo's teammates, actually texted me and said that this had happened. So initially, I'm sitting here praying and hoping that it wasn't true. And then, of course, he was like, well, I will get some confirmation on this once I know more. And then yesterday, it started being an outpouring of, yeah, it did happen. And I'm like, man, because I remember when Zoe came to Bama in '05, like, Zoe was one of few recruits that it was like, let's go. Like, we got him. And the dude, great dude, like real good dude. And to me, I just remember the '09 championship team. So many people pull out. Rolando McClain was a gorilla, and he was. McClain was bad. Hightower was bad. Eric Anderson was bad. Dedrick was bad. Those were all bad dudes, but Zoe held his own.
Mm-hmm.
And people forget how dominant Zoe was, in '09. So I didn't want to believe it was true, but when I found out that they got the confirmation, it hit, man, because he was one of those guys that I was really genuinely happy to see come here.
Well, I'll say this. I was an intern on the 2009 national championship team. So I was actually there with all of them. And he was a great guy. I never had a bad experience with him. It was always fun to see him and Freddie Roach joking around, him joking around with the other guys. And, they called him Fishburne, because he looked so much like Lawrence Fishburne. And we always had fun. It was always a pleasant exchange. I never had a bad exchange with him. You never seen anything bad from him. And, he was a leader on and off the field. So, he epitomized what Alabama football is. Somebody coming in, working their ass off and taking those talents and going to the next level with them and doing things beyond football to be successful in life. But for me, it brought back so many memories when he passed. It really touched me in a way that I hadn't been touched in a while. Because if y'all remember this, I still have this shirt from 2008. That's when Victor Ellis passed.
Right.
And me and Vic were classmates. We took the same classes, class of 98. We were roommates on the road, played the same position. We were meeting rooms. So we were always together. And to lose him at 28, the way we lost him, that was extremely painful. And when Zoe passed, it brought back so many memories of that. So that's why when you said to me, some guys want to do a show, I was like, yeah, because I know how I felt when Vic died.
Right.
So I know how they feel. Because we as athletes, we feel like we're the toughest damn thing on the planet.
Right.
And we never think things like this would happen to us. So it's a lot to process. It's a lot to deal with. And it's tough, man. And I mean, because it took me a long time to get over Victor's passing. So again, I know how they feel. And I'm here to support them however they want to be supported, whatever they need, because again, I've been there. I know.
Right, and I remember when Victor passed. Man, that was one of the most devastating things that I saw. I mean, of course, I wasn't a player, but watched him play there. Man, incredible guy, incredible player, incredible man, and touched so many lives while he was there. And I remember reading articles. How close he was to Ahmad Galloway. I believe they were roommates. They came in together, and just how it affected him, and then how it affected each of you guys differently. And when things like this happens, man, it hurts to the core. Whether you play. Go ahead.
It does, because at the end of the day, the thing that bothered me the most was I always thought like we were always together, whether it was class, practice, meetings, traveling, games. I was like, that could have easily been me, opposed to the guy who was always beside me. What was so different between the two of us that it was him and not me? Because again, the same age, same position, we took the same major. We were in the exact same classes.
Yeah.
Same meeting room with Coach Rousey. When we traveled games, we were roommates. So it's like when you spend that much time with a person, it makes you say, damn, why him and not me?
Right. We did have someone who joined us, but their camera's not on. Who we got with us tonight?
Ali Sharrief. I'm on here right now.
Oh, hey Ali, what's going on, brother? Your camera wasn't on, so we couldn't see you.
I'm sorry. I'm actually working on my razor and stuff right now. Or one of my friends' razor. Polaris razor. We ride and stuff like that.
I got you, man. No problem at all. Just glad to have you on, and happy to have been speaking with you the past couple of days, and looking forward to the opportunity for you to be able to talk to us a little bit about your former teammate, and what this all means to you, and so on and so forth.
Well, honestly, man, I got the call from Eric Anders. I want to say it was day before yesterday. He kind of told me, he was like, man, Lorenzo died, and I don't know. I thought he was kind of, joking a little bit, or he just heard some misinformation. And I was just like, no way. And he was just like, yeah, man, he passed away. And then, we kind of got the confirmation about it the next day. But for me personally, I know with all our guys, he was more like a brother than anything. I mean, and I know that all of the classes are like that, but we was very, very close with our class, the 05 class. And, just knowing that, he's passed away, it hurt. It took a little bit of your life and your heart out of you a little bit. But as far as a man, he's always been a great man, a great brother, somebody you could just hang out with and talk. And I even remember that, when we all first went down there for our visit, and we all went out one night and we just got close. Everybody was just real close, and it was different, because for me, coming where I come from, a lot of people on my team, on my high school team, we didn't have a lot of the same goals. But when I met guys like Lorenzo's one of the first guys I met, him and Chris Rogers, and we all kind of had the same goals, and that meant a lot to me. And just over the years being around that guy, he was just a great guy, just a fun, loving guy, just a really, really good guy.
Man, I'll tell you this: if anybody understands your pain, I understand it, bro. That's what we were just talking about. We went through something similar with one of my classmates. in 2008. So I get it, man. You know, I feel bad for his family, but I feel bad for y'all, man, because a lot of people never understand the brotherhoods that you develop playing at Alabama with these guys. Because I haven't played at Alabama in 20 years, but I still talk to a lot of these dudes on a daily or weekly basis, man. So it's just like you lost one of your brothers, and it hurts, man, when that stuff happens. Because like I was telling Justin, it brought back so many memories to me from 2008. So I know how y'all feel, man. So just know, brother, I'm praying for y'all, man, and I'm here to support y'all. Whatever y'all need, man. Again, I'm here, man, because I've been through it before. It's not fun.
Yeah, that's very appreciative. Yeah, you hate to hear stuff like that, hear news like that, but I was actually telling one of my friends, we don't have a choice in this. At the end of the day, it's all up to God, So I know he lived a great life, and if his family or anything ever need anything from me, and I know the rest of the brothers, like we're definitely gonna be there. I immediately started thinking about his daughter when all the news transpired. So, and I guess it's just a good time, which I talked to all my brothers, but I just kind of feel like it's a good time for us to kind of get a little bit closer than what we need to be, because you never know. You never know when something bad is gonna happen.
Well, let me ask you this: Are y'all planning to do something for his daughter?
As of right now, I'm not 100% sure. The only person I really talk to right now is Eric, but Eric Anders. But I think we should definitely.
You see this shirt right here?
Yes,
I've been had this shirt since 2008. It say VE Fund on it. That's for Victor Ellis. That was my classmate, the one who died. And we raised a lot of money for him, man, to make sure he was good and his family was good and everybody was good, man. So if y'all want to do something for his daughter, man, I will do any and everything in my power to assist y'all with this. And I will donate whatever y'all need from us, man. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll get a lot of the bros together. I know Eric's definitely down. Chris Rogers definitely down.
Right.
And a couple other guys. We definitely have to do something, because that's me personally. And I feel like I can speak for them too when it comes down to our brothers. I feel like to honor them and to call them a brother, we have to be able to help him and his family out, especially his daughter. So, yeah. That's one thing that I was built on by my family and all the friends that I keep and brothers that I keep. That's one thing you got to do, is hold your family members down that way. So,
right.
I'm definitely gonna try to reach out and talk to these fellas.
Please do, brother, because again, this is one of those things that in life, man, you don't want it to be, well, look back and say, you know what, you wish you had it done, because these are moments that, this is what separates men from boys, you got to make sure his family's still good. You still got to make sure his daughter's still good, because I mean, that's a hard one to take. And I know that's going to be a major void in her life, man. So, yeah, man, whatever y'all need, man, just let me know.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Love to promote it on the show, maybe some kind of fund or foundation or something like that. Whatever we could do to help, we'll definitely put it out there to help you guys, because, like Marvin say, it's all about family, and we try to promote that here. Matter of fact, our platform here is here to bring the players back together as one unit, one family, and to allow them to spend time with each other, especially guys who've lost touch over the years. It allows them a chance to have that community they once had, and we're definitely are leaving the door open for you guys to come, and we want to help y'all out.
I appreciate that, and to be honest with you, I'm glad you reached out to me, because I'm kind of in my little hole. I talked to a couple guys, but I'm in my own little hole over here. I kind of just work and go play with my my razors and trying to start a family and everything. So I definitely appreciate you for reaching out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you this too, though, man. I get it. But the moments you share with these guys, man, because I'm telling you from my perspective, looking back, I enjoy every chance I get to talk to the guys that I played with, man. Because it's always laughter, it's joyful, just reminiscing on those times. Because you did something that millions of people wish that they could do.
Right.
You know how many people wish they could put that uniform on, and they will never understand that bond, that brotherhood, man. I kid you not. I was talking to Gerald Dixon today. I talked to Todd Bates today. I talked to Kenny Smith yesterday. Literally, I talk to these on a regular basis, man. So cherish those moments, man, because again, you never know when it's going to be too late not to cherish them.
Exactly.
And we'll definitely have a little reunion on here for you guys, man, because one of the things about our show is it's about 90% nonsense, us having fun, reminiscing, and about 10% actual sports. So we'll get a little bit of the questions that y'all are accustomed to, from fans and interviewers, but we just like to make it a fun place for you guys. And like I said, just an opportunity for y'all to have community again.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
And I know that your group was very close because, y'all went through a lot before y'all brought Alabama back to what it is again. And it was amazing watching you guys hang in there and just endure a lot of what a lot of Alabama people aren't used to today. How did Lorenzo, I guess, serve as a leader in that respect as y'all moved out of the not so great years into the great years that we know now?
His work ethic stayed consistent. He didn't change. Like as far he grew, but he didn't change. And I know that might be a little bit hard to explain, but I'll try. As far as being the regular fun, Lorenzo, like when we came in, he was always just a fun guy, but he grew into a better person, a better man, and a better overall better player. He just kept growing, and he took the criticism from coaches and everything like that, but he never changed his fun attitude. He always stayed the course, and that was one reason why he got to go to the NFL. And I think he was one of very few of that class in our class that went to the NFL. But he was always just a great guy, always a good person to go talk to. He never disrespected any of the younger class players. So a lot of those younger class players that came in that were playing under him or equal to him or whatever, they felt comfortable. So he was still that fun guy. He was always still that fun guy, but there was still that leadership role that he had. And I think that's also one of the reasons why Alabama is starting a lot of the younger guys that were younger than us. I feel like, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I feel like a lot more people are kind of doing the same thing that we did, the way Lorenzo carried himself and done things. I think that's one reason for the success, because that it's just a bond. The Alabama bond right now, they won't ever be able to understand the bond that a lot of these Alabama players have right now. It's unbelievable to be able to see and witness what these guys are doing right now. And I think Lorenzo is a big part of that as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this though, man. So when I came back to school to finish school after I finished playing football, I came back in 2009, and John Deaver said, athletes cannot just get their classes paid for anymore. You got to do some volunteer work.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you want to be a strength coach anyway, so why not just go intern in the weight room? I was like, man, I don't want to go over there. But I'm actually glad I did, man. It was a pleasure spending that year with you all, man. I learned so much from y'all, man. And to see y'all's growth and what y'all went through from 2005 6 and 7. You talking about losing to Louisiana Monroe to winning the championship in 2009. People will never understand how that experience will change your life forever. Y'all literally went from the bottom of the barrel to the cream of the crop, man. And just to see the growth in y'all, I'm extremely grateful for that. And I'm happy I took John's advice and actually spent that year working in the weight room with y'all, man. So thank you.
Well, no, thank you. I remember you. I remember having some laughs. I appreciate the older guys that helped us out as well. Like we got to see that, and I think just having the older guys, some of the older guys that were there. I mean, we had the Freddie Roaches and Dewan Simpsons and those guys that kind of was just like, well, this is how you need to work. And we just so happened to stumble upon, Coach Saban, and we still had that mindset of the Freddie Roaches, but we also had a little bit more guidance under Saban and the guys that he brought in as well, and that's one thing I was talking about with Lorenzo, like his the way he grew from that. He grew from being one way, but then also being the type of player that Coach Saban needed him to be and the leader that he needed him to be. And that was big for us.
Because he was definitely a leader though. Because I think back to all the days when Cochran had y'all out there running 20-something 110s at 2:00 and y'all out there dying. And he would always be one of those people telling everybody to get their asses together. Come on, let's go. So, y'all really worked, and he was one of those people who made sure y'all did what you were supposed to do. Him and a few other guys. So, man, yeah.
My thought to you, Ali, was you said that Zoe had a playful side, but he knew when it was time to be serious. So just from my end, when he was out there with a whole bunch of other talented defensive linemen, because you had Dedrick out there, you had Cody out there, you had other guys out there, but what really separated Zoe and had him hold his own despite those other dudes out there?
I don't know if I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can, but it was more like when you out there, it's just like, yeah, you play, but once that whistle blow, it's like it's seriousness. And Zoe was already talented, but he also had a work ethic as well. So once that whistle blow, he was just a different person, and like for us, during practice or something like that, yeah, everybody plays around, but once that whistle blow, Zoe just puts it in another gear. And if somebody's not doing something right, like you have to call somebody out, but it's not one of those call outs to where it's like I'm belittling you. It's more of like, hey, you need to get your shit together.
Right.
Come on. And when that happens, a person like him does that. You respect it. You're like, okay, I need to do this right. I need to do this. And but along with that, when somebody says the same thing to him via Coach Saban or any other RD line coaches, he takes that criticism and he does the things he needs to do. And that's part of the growth. You can take a leader. It's kind of like the whole Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots. Belichick would get on to him, even though he's won team championships, but he takes that criticism and he does what he needs to do to help the rest of the team. And that's kind of what Zoe was doing. He took that criticism, but he also tell people what they need to do and how they need to do it. So,
and I could definitely see that across the board. He had this contagious energy that just went to everybody on that team, because your group as a whole were nothing but workers. I mean, And you're right, there was a transformation, not only with Zoe, but everybody else, but he really pioneered that. I mean, I saw your transformation from coming in there and being a running back, then switching to DB and becoming one of the best DBs we've had in a while. But yeah, a mark of a great leader is not just, doing things as a single unit on the field, is who you can make better around you. And that's what he did. And like I said, it trickled around to each of you guys, and it ultimately led you guys to not only get back to an SEC title, but also a national championship.
Yes, sir. Uh, I I don't know about best DBs we had in a while because we got some crazy
Hey,
DBs.
man. Hey, you did a great job, man. You held your own, and I definitely could tell when you were on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we sorry about that.
See, he agrees.
We just, sir.
See, your dog agrees.
Yeah. Now, I think Zoe, like I said, Zoe just he knew what he had and knew what made him great. Zoe had a lot of size. Zoe also had a lot of speed, and he was strong. But what made him great is that he listened and he was a leader. You know, he listened to what coaching that he had, and that's what made him great, and also made him a leader, because people see that. Because if you have a guy out there that's not good at taking coaching and they're not doing things right, you can't, as a younger player or as a player that's just coming up, you really don't want to listen to that guy. It's just not a type of guy that you want to listen to. But Zoe was one of those, like I said, one of those players that took criticism, but also and done the things that he was supposed to do, and he put in the work and the time and the effort. You know, so that's the type of player that you want to be around.
Without a doubt. Ali, while you were talking just then, your former teammate Mike McCoy just jumped on the line. What's going on, Mike?
Hey,
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Money Mike.
What's going
How
on?
about yourself, brother?
Hey, man, can't complain one bit. Can't complain.
But
Got the
yeah,
facility back open yet, or you still off?
No, man, the case got dropped, man. I'm back in. I've been back for about 3 weeks now.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
good
sir.
deal. Yeah, Mike, we got Ali Sharrief on the line. He's just been sharing some moments that he had with Zoe, and that's why we're all here tonight. So, if you like, man, just go ahead and tell us about your experience with him. I know y'all all came in about the same time, and feel free to say what you got to say about the man.
Well, yeah, man, Zoe, Ali, those guys are a year older than I am. But I can tell you just like this, Zoe was one of those individuals that was smart, articulate, well-spoken, driven, coachable, likable. I didn't drink beer with him, so I ain't got no crazy stories about him. But you're not gonna hear too many bad words about Zoe. Reached out to me several times on social media. Just cool dude, man. Stayed in his lane, extremely strong. He was a family guy, I could tell you that. But man, I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. It definitely hit home, just because that's somebody that you personally know. You know what I'm saying? So I just definitely send my condolences to him, his family, his little daughter, and his mother.
Without a doubt. Steve Brown, what's going on? Glad to have you on, sir.
What's up, man? Just getting in, trying to do what I do, man, and just join this historic tribute that we're having. Just happy to be a part of it, man. And of course, kind of lost for words on it, because we're all shocked about it,
Right.
So, and yeah, that's pretty much. I just know. I mean, sometimes when things happen like that, you really don't have words, because I I'll just put it to you like this, like my granddad would used to tell me, nobody can prepare for death. Nobody can. No matter you can see it coming from a mile away or whatever, but you cannot prepare for it. So, that this is one of those moments because we didn't expect it. But of course, I send my sincere condolences to his family, friends, and loved ones. And he's gonna go down remembered as one of the great Alabama football Crimson Tide players, and hey, forever roll Tide.
Without a doubt. Mike, can you remember any special moments you may have had with him, whether it be winning that SEC championship or upsetting Georgia in the blackout game, or winning that national title? Is there anything that really sticks out to you? And then Ali, if you could follow that as well, that'd be great.
By the way, that blackout game wasn't no upset.
It was to ESPN because they weren't giving us any props going in.
I promise you they won.
No, man. I just remember just that year. Like you can always tell that the energy was just different when we won the SEC and then the national. Things were just completely different. But I vividly remember him in the weight room, power cleaning the house, man. So those are the moments that I think mean more to us than the actual game. It's you see somebody or your counterpart that's putting in the work like you are. Like I said, it was just a blue collar worker. But anytime that you have teammates that, I'm sure Ali I got a few stories on Ali. But far as Zoe outside of football, man, we really too tough to kick it, man. But in between the lines, the locker room, man, that's more of I saw. So I saw nothing but straight positives from him.
It seems like to me that from what you're saying, he was one of those guys. Whereas he comes to work, he work, get off, and you don't hear from him till the next day. He just there to do the job.
That's exactly right. Just like me, blue collar worker. Hey, I'm gonna be the first one in. I'm gonna be out. Hey, don't bother me when I'm at home.
Yeah. You know what? Believe it or not, man. Believe it or not, that's how I am. And I admire that. That's how I am in the entertainment business. I go to work. Once I'm done, I don't do the after party. I don't do none of that unless I'm contractually obligated, and that's only. I'll stay for 1 hour and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You just want to go do your job, do the best you can at it, and spend the rest of your time with your family or loved ones. So I get it. Trust me, and I respect it.
Ali, can you piggyback off of that as well? Is there any special moment, I guess, that stood out to you the most, whether it be, like I said, that Georgia blackout game where he wrecked everybody up front?
He destroyed Matthew Stafford, bro.
Matthew Stafford wasn't the same after that, man. And, of course, he destroyed Stephen Garcia a couple of weeks after that in South Carolina.
But you know what? I think Stephen Garcia and Matthew Stafford needs to probably speak at his memorial to let people really know how vicious he was.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I got a few stories outside of football, but we keep them in house. They weren't bad stories, but we keep.
You know the drill, brother. You know how this goes.
We keep those in house. We don't do that.
But hold on.
Hey, Steve, we listen. We say some things for phone calls, and it's just us just talking.
Yeah. Tell you something, Marvin, hold up. Before I decided to come on to this show, all right, this show is like none other. We air it all now. I don't care who did what. This is what it's all about.
Hey, I'm with it.
Right,
we got to keep those in house. We keep them in house. That's in house, right?
Hey, well, it's a few things that we gotta say.
But this is why this show is so unique, and it's like light years ahead of all the other shows, because this is about Bama players airing it out, airing everything out, letting it all hang.
Well, I can't add that.
Look, as they say in football, let your nuts hang like the cover of Marvin Compton's book. Let your nuts-
That's how you gonna do me, Steve.
I feel it, but I can't do it, man. Man, you know, that's college life. We gonna keep that
Exactly.
in college. We gonna
Hey
keep
man,
that in college.
who
Yeah.
invited this guy? Who invited him?
Nah,
Hey, you doing the right thing, brother. So, hey, so
No,
you got a
but
hold a few of
I
the
can-
things. Now.
I can
But
put.
no, I think one story I got as far as football goes.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I remember when we was playing LSU. This was right before Coach Saban had got there, and I think Saban was at LSU, and I was on kickoff, and like they was beating us bad. They were strong, and I was on kickoff return actually, and I ran like 20 yards to get in my spot, and I look around. As soon as I'm looking around, the guy from LSU is right on me. I'm talking about he on me fast. And he just like threw me out the club, like out of the club. I get back to the sideline, and I'm actually talking to Zoe, and I'm like, bro, you see old dude get me? He's like, yeah, dog, he mashed you for real. He really did mash you. And I was like, how bad it looked? He was like, dog, you like you was really on the spaceship right there. You really did look like you was. I was like, no, and Marvin already know. Like when we go to
Film?
film, yeah. Oh,
Oh.
it's over with.
Coach gonna rewind it back 10 times just to prove a point.
Hey, you know what? You know what?
Ask who
Hey,
the
you
hell
know
is
what?
this?
You
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I gotta make a point. Now, trust me, this is another thing that happens in film sessions that's so embarrassing. Let's say you get got by the opposing your opponent, right? And then when you get got, not only does the coach rewind it back, the whole team be like, "Ooh!" And you be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on your team, bro. I'm on your team. Like,
But you know what
It
be the
don't
worst
matter.
part though? The worst part be they don't just rewind it back to the beginning. They rewind it back right to the part when he hit you and then
Yes.
stop it right there. So you can see the whole, and they do it like 4, 5. Like everybody has seen me get hit, man. Just go to the next play.
and Marvin. But look, the last part of that's so humiliating. When you get blasted, then the coaches start getting on you about your technique or your angle. See, it wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't. Like, man, this man killed me.
And God forbid you end up on Sports Center. Oh my God!
Hey, what's even worse is the fact that you know the play before it happens, so you already know how to
You know it's coming.
Like you want to just run in there, unplug the machine so you can.
Yeah. Ooh, wait. But yeah, that was one of my little stories, man.
Hey man, let me tell you something, man. Look. I remember I was in the film session in high school at Central, Marvin, and they were showing a player he got the hell knocked out of him. And the thing is, it was so embarrassing because it was me and I was on the bench. I don't know how the hell the play. you know how somebody run out of bounds and then I got the hell knocked out of me on the bench. I'm like, come on, bro. And look, and then the coach gonna be like, see, while you were sitting there on the bench, your technique was wrong. You should have been.
But did you grow from that, Steve?
Hold on.
I did grow. I sat on the other side of the bench.
He said you went low enough while you were sitting down.
Yeah, man. I should have had my hey, look, instead of being like this, I should have had my head up close, just looking at the game. Yeah, so I did learn from it. That's why I joined the band. So I learned from it. I was a hell of a trombone player too. I learned from that.
Thought you was on the kazoo, man. You look like a kazoo.
Hey man, you know what? Speaking of learning, I have something I have to say. This is not about our deal departed, but it is about one of our deal departed. Ben Davis. So let me say this. Ben Davis. Now you know we joked We joke. Marvin, we get on Ben Davis every week. And let me say this, and I don't know if y'all saw my Facebook post about Ben Davis. All right, so Ben Davis, he decided to leave after 6 years, right? Was it 6? Going on 6 years?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So and players, y'all can piggyback off this if y'all want to. I salute Ben Davis. Even though we joked on love Ben Davis, I love his perseverance. But at the same time, people have to realize that sometimes, I would say a Bama defensive scheme is probably not for a player like Ben Davis, and Ben Davis is probably not a player for Alabama defensive scheme. It's not saying that he's not a good player. It's just the fact that he probably didn't fit what Bama had to offer. So, I in the end, man, I have to give him props for sticking and staying that long, and hoping that if he goes to the next school, maybe he'll shine, because I think he got one more year, so he got to really get it. So I'm looking at that.
But you brought up a valid point, and I think that's one of the things that made Lorenzo so special. The fact that he moved from D tackle to nose tackle to D end, and still excel. And those were some of his better years after he switched positions.
Wow. Yeah. So the thing is, man, Ben is moving on, and it does two things. It shows that he does want to play football. And hopefully he'll get more out of it than he got out of that, than what Alabama got out of him. And number two, it like cuts my joke book in half by this much. So my joke book, like me, he Ben and turned my joke book into a magazine, and I don't appreciate that.
Magazine.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it actually turned into a pamphlet. So, but
a pamphlet.
Yeah. So,
I do.
So
agree,
Marvin, we can't do nothing but wish Ben the best, man. We can't do nothing but wish.
I wish nothing but the best for him. At the end of the day, I always want to see any guys who played at Alabama be successful. But at the end of the day, you also got to realize when you play at Alabama, it's a different level of competitiveness. Just like when I came in, I had an All-American in front of me. And everybody asked me, why are you going there? And you got an All-American that's a year ahead of you in front of you. Because I knew I was going to take his job. Everybody's not up for that challenge. It's a different mentality to play that kind of way. So,
man, you gotta be a special player, man. Y'all speaking of gold. You saying he changed positions and still excel? Yeah. That's a hell of a player.
Yep. And you ask me, he did some of his best work at DN.
He really did, though. He really did.
Wow. And Ben did some of his best work catching them highlights of getting ran over, missing tackles. And
no. See, Ben's best highlight was when Landon Dickerson got hurt. Ben came off the bench trying to fight somebody.
Y'all dirty, man.
They terrible. Mike,
Super
they terrible. They terrible, man.
I think the best. The best highlight. I think the best highlight was when Steve was imitating Steven talking about Ben Davis being good.
No, don't even bring that up, man.
Hey, man, but look, I really believe, and honestly, I'm a Ben Davis fan after this. I hope that he excels, man. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
So is there any word on where he's going? The ITT Tech Phoenix Online.
Bro.
No, I'm just kidding.
Because of ITT Tech.
No. I'm just kidding.
Nowhere.
I'm gonna make it
nowhere.
No, I'm saying so. Any word on where he's going?
None as of right now.
Steven thinks he may be headed to South Alabama, but other than that,
he might be in South Alabama though. He might end up at South.
Hey, you know what? So what about with Deion Sanders, Jackson State? I think that he might be a good pickup there.
Could be.
He could be. I'll keep a lookout on him. Deion's everywhere here lately, so even going through the snow to try to find an open Waffle House right now.
Yeah. Hey, man, I tell you what, and this is on the real. Listen, all this stuff Deion Sanders doing on camera and this and that, I'll tell you what, He better win. He better go undefeated this season with all that camera work on him, because not they are going to turn on his ass. I promise you. They're gonna turn.
I mean, that's where I'm from. You saw they went and robbed them. I mean, they serious out there in Jackson. Either they all the way in with you, or cause you got to go.
But the thing is, they're gonna turn on him nationwide, because he's like making it about him. And I understand what he's doing, but in those situations, you can excel or you can fail miserably.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I personally think he's going to excel just from the aspect he's going. It's different when representation is everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a coach that looks like you, like that's like we laughing at Ben Davis. I know he got a lot, but we all are system players. And if you don't have, it's not that he's not a good player. It's not that he couldn't be a great player. It takes a special coach to bring the best out of you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know your position coach may not like you just because of your hair. Or you may not be his physical attribute. You know what I'm saying? Or your position.
Do I hear another Freddie Millen story? Was that what you're trying to say?
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Hey, Mike, just go ahead and say it. Prime time gonna get the best out them boys because he prime time. He talk like him. He walk like him.
You look like him.
Swag. Exactly.
Look I'm like telling you, man. That's why
prime time
is different. When you can go sit at your first thing a black mama gonna say is, "Are you gonna take care of my baby?" He raising you to be a young man. On top of you giving me, a small town hero, a chance to play on ESPN. I was overlooked. I got a chip on my shoulder. I couldn't pass a certain class or make a certain grade, and you gonna give me
on the ACT?
Hold on, man.
Hey, man.
Back up.
But Mike, hold on, Steve. Mike, let me ask you something though, Mike. Did a coach ever walk into your house with a gold chain and diamonds on?
No, but the reason
that's what I'm talking about.
Deion
know how to relate.
Hold on. The reason I went to Bama was because of Coach Cheese. He was a black receiver coach. He'd been where I was trying to go.
Charlie Harbison.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but you gotta understand something, man. You gotta understand something. Yeah, I get it that these black mamas gonna let their babies go with Deion Sanders, but you can't rule out the fact that prime time hit some of them black mamas too now.
Oh my God. Oh man.
So you know he prime time. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know he done hit some of them Robertas and Laura's and Lucille's.
Cuz of Robertas.
Well, you naming for grandmoms.
I'm trying to tell you.
He prime time. He hit
they said Roberta's. Oh man, you run it off, man.
Right.
Hey man, think about it. And then some of these ladies still after prime time, so of course they're gonna let their son go there, and they're gonna end up at every game. I don't give a damn if the game is in Alaska. They're gonna drive just to get prime time.
Oh man.
ESPN's going to be a lot of those games already. They've already announced it, so it's for real.
He gonna win, man.
And look, and guess who run ESPN? A black mama. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh man.
But you know, I think for him though, the thing that's going to help him the most is them moving this football season to the spring. So now all eyes are going to be up. They're not competing with anybody for TV time this spring. So it's the perfect opportunity for him to grow his brand and his team and really attract the recruits that he really wants.
Well, you know what? The only thing he's going to be up against, and we all know as black men, I'm going to teach you something, Justin. As black men at a HBCU game, black folks don't go for the game. We go for the game. So he's gonna have to really he's gonna have to compete with them bands. He's gonna have to compete.
If anybody can, he can. I'll be at a couple of games to see, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah,
I would come down there, but they stealing radios and cars and everything.
Hey, I'll be out there. That's my time. That's my side of town.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get a rental car because I don't think they're gonna bring me my car back like they brought Deion Boombox back.
you better know somebody. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm riding too, Mike. What's that?
Hey, man.
Listen, man.
Hold
on. My cousin got married in Jackson, Mississippi. and it's this one big club down there. I can't remember what the name of it is.
You talking about Freelon?
Freelon.
Yeah.
Man, they done robbed my cousins because they walked off on us. They done got robbed down. I was like, y'all, we told y'all to stay with us. And they didn't got robbed, man. I see y'all shouldn't have left the group.
Hey man, hey, I did a comedy club down there. When I tell you,
I was there.
Justin was there. Look, and me and him, we were the only two scared people in the building. Justin was scared because he was the only white boy in there. I was scared because I was just there.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, listen, Steve, they robbed my cousins. They walked off literally for no more than 4 or 5 minutes. They come back running, breathing hard. Like, what happened? They didn't got robbed because see what happened was they didn't tailed off because they see some chicks trying to go get us some chicks. And they got it. We told y'all.
Hey man, look, that was my first time meeting Justin, right? And after the show, usually people shake your hand, take a picture. Justin said hello to me. He said, I'm Justin. But he was running to the car. I'm like, wait a minute.
I was trying to get it started for you.
They say Sunday went down. You better get the hell out of there.
Hey man, all we did was high five each other on the way to the car.
That's it.
But you know what though? I'll be honest with y'all though, man. Jackson wasn't all bad. If you look at Atlanta right now, though, I don't even go in the city right now. It is terrible.
Marvin, let me tell you something. I live in Atlanta. I don't go in the city.
I live outside of Atlanta. I haven't moved to the outskirts, man. I moved to the suburbs.
Yeah, I live in the suburbs too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I first of all, I don't want to go to the city because somebody that looked like me probably gonna come on to me. Then number two is just
man.
Yeah, come on.
But I'm saying that to y'all, man, in case Sharrief, Mike, y'all ever do come over here anytime soon. The way they over here robbing people and knocking out windows and stealing cars, man, be careful you come over here, like, for real.
Hey man, now let me finish my story. And dudes that look like me, they built like Marvin and all of y'all. They big muscular dudes, and you can't do nothing but be nice because you who wants to get beat up by a gay dude? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Hey, still a man at the end of the day, ain't they?
Yeah, they still men. They still men.
Hey,
so,
Steve, I got lost in College Park one time, man. I lived to tell the tale. Yeah.
What the hell was you doing down there?
Dude,
my God.
Man,
Hold on. You was a young jock time. What the heck?
Man,
hey,
listen,
he got fooled by the name. He thought it was a college in College Park. That's what he thought.
That's what it was. No, man, I got my GPS. Of course, got me. I was looking for somewhere to work out, and my GPS took me down to College Park.
Hey, Justin, man, your GPS don't like you, bro.
Hey, Justin, Siri was trying to kill you, bro.
I believe so. I believe so.
Listen, man.
Siri was trying to kill you.
Don't go down there. No, not happening.
I don't even go to Atlanta at all. Y'all can keep that.
Well, see, I live in the suburbs, so if I do go to the city, I drive my other car. I don't drive my baby down there. Not doing that.
Hey, Mike. Marvin said he drive his other car. He trying to let y'all know slyway that he done made it. I made it,
Oh yeah, hey, he really just big boy is just then, huh?
Yeah, he said he drive his other car.
Hey, when you got that show money, it changed. The conversation changed, huh?
Hey man, Marvin ain't only selling books. Marvin on Backpage. I don't give a damn what you say.
Oh man!
He in Atlanta. He might be one of the master dancers out there on the side.
Hey, hold on now. Listen, Steve is in Atlanta. If anybody got stripper tendencies, it's Steve, not me.
I already know what you're gonna do.
I remember that page. Don't do it to him. Don't change the background.
Hey, Marvin,
I ain't gonna do it to him today.
Just wait for the next show. We're here to pay tribute to somebody.
Right, I ain't gonna do it to him today.
We're gonna be good today. We're gonna be good today.
Hey, that would definitely mess up the tribute, and we'll go down as being disrespecting human beings forever.
And that's why I'm not. I'll deal with you at a later date,
hey,
sir.
Marvin. Hey, Marvin. The reason you your left hand because you got your left hand on the button. You ready to put it up. Don't do it, Marvin.
They both right here. They both right.
Take your hand off. Take your hand off. Take your hand off the keys.
No, I ain't gonna do it today. We here for respect today. So
Yeah. So before
Yeah.
moving to the closing part of our show, can you talk about you guys talk about how special it was to win the national championship with Zoe, and especially now that he passed?
Mike, you can go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I didn't hear the question. My phone had went mute.
Oh, my bad. Well, pay your minutes, man. No, looking back now after Zoe's passing, how special was it to win the national championship with him?
I mean, man, it's a different type of feel, I guess, because you realize how young you were, how young you are. It doesn't feel that long ago. And somebody's like, hey, man, you won the national in 2009. I'm just like, bro, I can still tell you the moment, the feeling, what probably I was listening to before the game. So it means more now, the fact that time goes on and you're just like, man, we don't have a lot of time on this earth. You got to give your flowers to people while they're still here. Like, I wish I could go back and, you have deeper conversations with people. You wish you would have got to know them better. I wish I would have got a chance to go meet his mom a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Those are the things that you wish that you could do over, and realizing that, hey, man, you're going to be older a lot longer than you're young. And you need to make those relationships that will last a long time, a lifetime. So that's what it means more to me. The fact, and it really hits home because I got an 11-month-old son, I mean, bro, I can't even imagine, can't fathom, not even, that's tough, man. Again, that's why it hit home with all of us, because we're all in similar situations, man. So that's why I felt like I had to pay my respects. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll give y'all this one thing. So, I was talking to, earlier about the fact, my classmate, we were roommates on the road. We played the same position, same major. So we took every class together. Victor Ellis, he passed in 2008 while y'all were actually in school.
Mm-hmm.
And we had our 10th anniversary of our SEC championship in 2009. And when they were talking to me about it, and I told them, I said, Tim and Kathy Miller, they took care of Vic when he was dying of cancer. I told them, I said, if you want me and the rest of these guys to be here, they need to be there. And I told them the same thing when we had our 20th anniversary. So that my message in that to y'all is, man, include his daughter, man. Make sure y'all include her, include his mom in whatever you do, because I demanded it and the university did it. So don't let them tell you what they won't do, because I demanded that they did it, and they did do it, man. So that way they can at least see the legacy. His daughter can see that legacy that he leaves behind, man. Make it inclusive to her, because they will do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy. That's heavy, man.
Yeah. Ali, what about you? I mean, you won a national championship with him and achieved the highest award there is in college football. How special was it, for you now that he has passed, that you won that accomplishment with him?
For me, I think it was more, like Mike pointed out, we were in the same class together, Lorenzo and I. So to me, it was more like we grew up together. That's the way I feel. I feel like we grew up together, and we seen the real bad times, and which Mike was there as well. But it was more like, that he was our classmate, our brother that we came in with, and to actually get a championship with your class, it kind of changes. It kind of just makes you feel good, a sense of accomplishment. To me, I kind of felt like it brought us a little bit closer together, because we did do something that, a lot of people don't get to do. I not saying, Alabama, they're doing it just about every other year now. So, but for us, it was just a little bit different because we really didn't know where we were going to be at and the way everything was shaking up for us. And we had all these athletic guys coming in. And, for us just to still be able to play and play with these guys, it just felt like we just had some kind of a sense of accomplishment, closeness, something that we can always just come back to and just talk about. Hey, man, we really did win a national championship. And that's something that we talked about. We actually talked about it when everybody else wasn't even thinking about it. I think Dedrick had went on before he had even got there. He's like, we're going to win 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that, we didn't do it, but I mean, the rest of the other teams are actually doing it. And I don't know where that clip is, but I know Dedrick for sure was saying, he had said that, we're going to win 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's actually happening to where the rest of the Alabama teams are actually doing that. But I know that was, sorry about that. I know that was just something that was big for us. And I'm just happy to say that I was with those guys and with Lorenzo during that time, and seeing that confetti drop down on us and being on that stage, like it was a beautiful time. That's really all I gotta say about it. That.
I got a message from Zeke Knight. He wanted me to read this to y'all because he couldn't be here tonight because of work. He said, "Well, I'm really hurt about this. He was young and gone too soon. I wish that I had the chance to hang out with him like we used to. I'm praying for his family because I can only imagine how they feel. Rest in peace, my brother." And one last question, you guys. What would you say his legacy is that he's left behind? I'll start with you, Ali.
His legacy, I think, is it's hard for me to separate, football and family, but his legacy basically is his daughter. And for us as his teammates, we gotta, me personally, I think we have to, like Marvin was saying, we have to include them, that so they'll be able to actually see what he's done. Because that, his daughter, to me, that's his legacy. That is his legacy. That's one of the greatest things he's ever done. And for us, we have to get to know her and talk to her and kind of tell her what type of man that he was when we were there. As far as football goes, just to be able to grow, and take collective criticism,
All right.
And I tell you one quick thing, though, man. I talked about this shirt. I've been carrying this shirt forever, man. You see the date on this shirt?
Yes, sir.
Even though y'all lost this game to Louisiana Monroe on November 17, 2007, we sold so many of these shirts and we did so many other things, man, to raise money for his family, man, and for him. I implore y'all, man, do whatever y'all can just to make sure his daughter's good, man. Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mike, what would you say his legacy is? Are you piggybacking off of what Ali said, or do you think there's something else?
I think his story is going to continue to live on, man, because he lived out pretty much every dream that you have as a young man growing up. You played at a premier college and you played on Sundays. Whether it turned out like you wanted to, nobody can ever take that away from you. As you know, I know he started his own business. I mean, self-employed. You got a family. I mean, you won. You were winning. And the fact that nobody can say anything bad about you, or the fact that you were a villain in anyone's story who's on this line right now, that speaks nothing but volumes. I think I can't argue with anyone when they say we got to include their family, man. Especially his daughter and his mother, because she's going to marry somebody just like him, far as being of his caliber, and she needs to know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How good of a man that he was, how strong he was mentally, physically, just gifted all around. I'm really, like I said, man, I'm still at a loss for words because, again, I can't say, hey, man, we drank beer together, we partied, we did this. But the fact that this was a man in your same, that put on the same uniform as you, that was right next to you, laced up the same shoes as you, man, it's mind-boggling. So,
Yeah.
And I don't think we still digested it at all. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because, again, you guys, we do. It's almost like that cousin. You're cousins. You know what I'm saying? You may not talk every time, but y'all still family. And those 4 years that you spend together, that's exactly what you become, family. So.
Well, Mike, speaking on what you just said, I'm gonna volunteer Justin for something because I talked to somebody earlier. I'm not gonna say his name while we're on live because he don't want anybody to know. But if y'all would each, man, put together 20, 30-second video clips, man, I get Justin to edit it, put a video together for his mom and his daughter, man, something that y'all can give them to say, hey, we always going to remember him and we going to appreciate him from now until the end of time. So, if y'all can get the guys to send a, 20, 30-second clip to Justin, he'll be more than happy to edit it and put together a nice video.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially for the guys who couldn't make it tonight. There's a lot of guys who had work conflicts, and a lot of them just were taking it too hard to really speak on it. And I understand because this runs deep, so I totally get it. But definitely want to bring together the whole Alabama nation, especially your group. So yeah, just let me know when you can do that. I'm more than happy.
All right, I'm on it. I do my part. And yeah, man. Whatever.
And this will be a video that won't be seen in public. Nobody will ever see it. It'll go to his mom and his daughter for their views and their views only. Yes, nobody else. Yes.
I'm with that. I'm with that all the way.
All right, good deal. All right, before we close on out, Marvin, if you would give us an update on your book and how.
I don't really want to talk about the book, but I'll just say this: next week we'll have on Jason Jones, former Alabama defensive back coach, University of Indiana. We'll have on Lance Taylor, former Alabama wide receiver and current Notre Dame running back coach. They'll be on with us next Tuesday.
Awesome. Definitely check that out. Guys, thank you again for coming on. Thank you for sharing your heart. I know it was hard, especially on a situation like this, but I do appreciate you guys opening up, with us. It means a lot.
I appreciate you for coming on. Both of y'all reaching out to me and Mike and the rest of the guys. That meant a lot to me personally, to be able to speak about Lorenzo and just to speak, period, on you guys' show. And that means a lot to me.
We really do appreciate y'all, man. And again, I know how you feel, man. I went through it. It does not feel pleasant because, again, we all feel like we superhuman as athletes. We don't think that this would ever be our world. And it's hard to process, man. So rely on your brothers. Don't be afraid to call them and tell them how you feel. Don't digest it and take it alone. Talk to people.
Absolutely.
Dog question.
Well, God bless you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I'm praying for his family. And if y'all need anything, let me know. And like I said, I'm glad to help out with that video. Anything else? And we talked about it earlier as far as if you want to put together something that could help out his daughter, we are more than happy to promote it on the show and do our part.
Yes, right. Sir.
Do we need to raise any money or anything like that?
No, that's what
I think that would be appropriate for her. If y'all could put that together, maybe we get BJ involved with the A Club and put something together for her, maybe a scholarship fund. So, or something she can use later on in life. I'm more than happy to donate, and I will rally everybody who played at Alabama to donate, and every Alabama fan on this planet, give it up because she needs to be supported.
That's right.
Agreed.
All right.
And I need the article. I'll put an article out there on it.
Sounds great, man. Again, thanks, guys. And we'd love to have y'all back on under happier circumstances at a later date. Like I said, we're always about bringing people back together, especially the former legends. We'd love to give you all this opportunity to have community, man, because it's so important, especially these days.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.